Knowing you'll never live with your kids again is heartbreaking. This is not an attempt to minimize that pain. It's just the truth from my experience having gone through it. We separated last year and our daughter's 3. So if you're in a similar situation, my friend, I want to give you some consolation that there is light on the other side. Number 1, your time together is much higher quality and you really appreciate it. Familiarity breeds contempt does not apply to you. Yes, there'll be times when you're stressed out, exhausted, distracted. It's not all rainbows, but you really appreciate the time you have with them. To be honest, the first few months of my daddy-daughter time were often quite stressful for me, but that's because I wasn't in a great place myself, and that's okay. It may take some time for the dust to settle. You might still be angry or resentful about the separation, but things do get better. And then, the joy you get from being with your little one is indescribable. I can't speak for men who still live with their families, of course, but I do know that the everyday existence can kind of get mundane pretty quickly, and you start to lose the appreciation for what you've got. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. The thing to remember though is it's not gone, it's just changed, and you get to enjoy it and appreciate it so much more. It's natural to feel the need to try to make every interaction a big event, make it special, and that's absolutely fine. Trips, treats, adventures, spoiled and rotten, that kind of thing. But from my personal experience of my parents divorcing when I was 12, I didn't see my dad very often, so every time I saw him it was like a big event. I really appreciate the effort he put in, but sometimes all kids really want is just to spend time with you. So although I do spoil my daughter probably a lot too much, I also make a point of just spending time together and enjoying each other's company. Again, if you don't see them very often, then fair play, make it a big deal, which it is, but it's still the time together that matters more than the grand gestures. Number 2, your role in their life becomes clearer. In a coupled parenting relationship, especially these days, the roles and responsibilities can get pretty blurred. Your masculine identity, the edge that your partner was initially attracted to, can get blunted in the drudge of nappies, obligations, and endless to-do lists, and you kind of lose your spark. When you're a single man again, it comes back. It's not automatic. It might take time, reflection, work, and a shift in your identity, but it can come back. But then you realize that what your kids get from being with you complements and balances their relationship with their mother. Kids need their fathers, and you fill an important role that their mother can't do. I want to be a good influence on my daughter, and I'm aware that everything I say and do is kind of shaping her little brain and how she sees the world. I find myself teaching her all the time, often I just kind of notice myself doing it. New words, concepts, skills, but also just how I'm being and how I'm reacting. And I'm not saying I always get it right. In fact, I often get it wrong. But it does make me think about how I'm showing up as a parent and as a man. Number 3, your space is your own, not a floral curtain in sight. If you wanted the quintessential bachelor pad with red Chesterfield art you can stare at for hours, drum kit, guitar, lounge chair, I've just described my living room, yes, but you get the idea, then you can make the space completely your own. And to me, putting this place together was like therapy in itself. Every little detail was just kind of building on the identity that I wanted to have, how I saw myself reflected in my environment. When I bought this flat, it was owned by an old lady who hadn't decorated in about 20 years, so it was a pretty blank canvas. And my intention was to turn it into a place that I smile every time I walk into and women want to come back to. And it is. You can also have your own little routines and rituals, your oasis of calm. You don't have to jump to other people's demands. You can eat steak every night. You get the point. Number 4, you have time and space to pursue what's actually important to you. When you're not working or being a parent, you get to spend time on what you actually care about. You can work on your business, get in great shape, build new skills, improve existing ones. You get to obsess again in the way only men can understand about mastery or building something meaningful. For me right now, that means making videos like this and developing my writing skills, sharing insights and experiences around topics that I care about, because that feels like what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. So yes, I'm deliberately using this time and space to do things that I otherwise couldn't do. And you have that opportunity as well. So how do you know what it is that you want to do? Well, it might be obvious to you. It might be something you've always wanted to do or just didn't have time. But whatever it is, the trick is to pursue honest dopamine, meaning the thing that you can spend all night on and not get tired, the thing that you obsess about, the thing that you keep thinking about, you're always making notes on. What is it that you want to be doing with your life that you didn't have a chance to before? Another part of that is you can have your ideal day, at least sometimes. On those precious free times when you can do whatever you like, when you can wake up early, go for a walk, listen to a podcast, spend hours in deep work without any distraction, get a sauna, socialize, read, reflect. You can do whatever you want. You can map out and have your perfect day. Number 5, women. This list would not be complete, obviously, without one of the most obvious perks of being a single guy with your own space. You are free. Probably more selfish in a good way, less inclined to compromise for an easy life, and more discerning. The beautiful irony is this detachment and non-neediness makes you more attractive to women. You may just be about to have the time of your life. In conclusion, look, it took me a while and a mental health crisis to get over the pain of my separation. Saying goodbye to my daughter hurts every time. But overall, I'd say my life is better now. If the circumstances are out of your control, then focus on what you can control. How you see your life and who you're going to be. Life is messy and complicated, but there's light on the other side, my friend.